So today we have a Kim Kardashian episode. I haven't talked about the Kardashians in a minute because I'm just not really that interested, but I think there's been a little bit of a shift recently where people are just starting to collectively not really like Kim Kardashian. I know, and I feel like she hasn't been liked for a while, and I don't know if she ever was truly like a beloved personality, but I think there was like a moment in time where people kind of admired her, appreciated what she has done to be where she is and found her entertaining. There was a time when we all watched Keeping Up with the Kardashians, but I definitely think that reign is over. That's kind of what I want to talk about today, because there's just been a few things, like one after the other, that make me think that Kim is not as loved as she maybe once was. So subscribe, hit the bell, like, comment for engagement, and also just let me know what you guys think about any of this in the comments as I go along. So I think the first thing I want to talk about is, obviously, I'm going to touch on this. I'm not going to go into like the depths of depths about this whole thing because it's long and there's a lot of history, but it links to something that's happened recently. Okay, so Kanye West interrupted Taylor Swift when she was receiving an award on stage. We all know this. She was very young. He was much older than her, so there was that weird, like, this was her first like big award, and it was just a weird moment in time, and we know that. Okay, then they kind of rekindled for a few award shows after that. She definitely kind of tried to play up this like we're friendly thing so that the hate against her would stop, because there was definitely a lot of hate against her at the time. Now, am I the biggest Taylor Swift fan? No. Like, I try constantly. I just feel like there's a lot of discography to get into. Anytime I try to get into her discography, she does something that I don't agree with. And I think if you already love Taylor Swift and you're already a massive fan of Taylor Swift, if she does something wrong, there's more of a reason for you to look past it, forgive her, and kind of, you know, do that whole thing. Like, if I love someone, I'm gonna give them more of a benefit of the doubt and yada yada blah blah blah, whatever. With me, someone who's not like a massive fan of Taylor Swift, if I see something negative, that immediately just makes me think, oh, like, I'm done, like, I don't care. Whereas obviously, like I said, if you're already biased towards someone, you're gonna forgive them a lot quicker, but I'm gonna be a lot more jaded towards the stuff that comes out of Taylor Swift, like all the private jet flying and then all the other stuff. Then he wants to do his song Famous, and in that song he wants to talk about Taylor Swift. We know the line. I still feel like what's the line? I feel like me and Taylor might still have sex. Why? I made that famous. And he says that she allowed that line to go through. She then talks about the fact that she didn't allow this line to go through, and then Kim releases a phone call where Taylor seems to have agreed to this line. Now, filming without consent, because Taylor didn't know that she was being filmed, is illegal in some states, and I believe it is illegal in California. You have to let someone know before you start filming them, hey, I'm filming this phone call, do you agree, yes or no? Taylor didn't know, so that's a whole legal issue. She didn't end up suing Kim, or at least we don't know if she did, but I feel that would have made news, so I don't think she did. Snakes all over Taylor Swift's timeline. Snake. She disappears for a year, doesn't show her face. I can't even imagine what she was going through. And she comes back with her Reputation album. The whole theme of the album was snakes and how she's being reborn and she's coming out of her, like, skin. You know what I mean? So that was the whole theme. And then people kind of left her alone. And then the actual full phone call that was unedited was leaked and released by someone who... It wasn't like Taylor Swift released it, well, at least not publicly, but someone released it, and it showed a whole different image and a whole different side of things where Taylor agreed to one bit of the line, but she did not agree to be called a... She agreed to a certain funny line, but not the full thing, and that's what this whole argument was about. So then Kim looks like someone who is bullying someone a lot younger than them on behalf of her husband, who is trying to just use derogatory words against women, right? It's not a great look. And then everyone turns against Kim. And Kim and Khloe in particular, I have beef with them. Kim and Khloe in particular love to bully young women. I said it and I'm not gonna say it again. I actually will. They love to bully women much younger than them. If they see a successful woman 10 to 15 years younger than them, they are going to bully her. Okay, and this is why I'm not even a fan of Kim anymore. Like, I just feel like there's a lot of hatred in their hearts for other women. And like, I think the hatred actually started way before I was even like switched on enough up here to realize, and it was the getting a BBL and lying about it. Like, that probably would have been like hatred for other women. It's making women feel incredibly insecure about something that doesn't matter, and pushing it to such an extreme that people are dying on a surgeon's table trying to get a fat ass that is impossible. in nature, okay? The beauty societal standards, yeah, that's a hatred for women, and that's a hatred actually for girls, okay? Because if you find a fellow 40-year-old, chances are she's not going to really be like, oh, Kim has a fat ass, I need a fat ass, okay? There are not many 40-year-olds that are going to do that. But there are a lot of, at the time, like me, 15, 16, 17-year-olds watching this happen, and the moment they turn 18, they're on a plastic surgeon's table. I think that I wasn't switched on enough for that at the time. Obviously, that's the reason, but like, at least I didn't get a BBL. You know what I mean? Like, at least I didn't fall into it. I did get my lips done at one point, and I think that was like my first step where I was like, why am I doing this? I don't know. Anyone? Why am I doing this? And then I think I just let the filler go, and I was like, I'm not gonna redo it. I'm just gonna wait for it to disappear. And here I am, still feeling great about myself. Like, yeah, sometimes you see a BBL and you're like, oh my God, everyone thinks this is attractive. Do I find this attractive? No, so I'm not gonna do it. But I think that took years of growing up. I'm going down a tangent now of like why I am against the Kardashians at this point. But Kim and Khloe have this hatred. Oh my God, let me go on a tangent, okay? Khloe, all that beef with Jordyn over the Tristan stuff and how Kylie had to pick, do I pick my family or do I pick my chosen family, who I love so dearly? And Tristan has been this cheater this whole time. So like, you're not angry at him, but you're angry at my friend who was very young once again, and we don't know if this was a mutual kiss or if he kind of like kissed and she froze and then moved away. We don't really know how the situation went, but we're going at her this whole time, destroying her career, destroying her life, destroying her one true friendship. Yes, should she have not kissed Tristan back? Yeah, sure. We don't even know if she did kiss him back or if her lips were just there, present for a few seconds before they moved away and someone saw them kiss. But actually, did they kiss or did he kiss her? But she was so young at the time, and Tristan had already been a cheater, so like, dump him and then maybe speak to Jordyn and ask what happened. But no, there was all these scenes of her shouting at the phone and all these shady tweets that she was putting out. Even when Jordyn went on the Red Table talk to talk about it, still all these shady tweets about, you destroyed my family, you destroyed my life. Tristan promised you a life. He promised you a family and children. Jordyn never promised you that. Like, Jordyn didn't promise you that Tristan was going to be loyal to you. You know what I mean? And it's not like he only cheated with Jordyn. So let's sort that out before we drag another woman down. Anyway, and then recently Khloe tweeted out how she's sick and tired of this narrative that Kylie has to pick between Jordyn and her family and we're tearing young women down. What? What? I'm sorry. What? You started this narrative. It was literally like the finale and the beginning of the last like 3 seasons of your show. You shouting into the void instead of shouting at your man who you just had another baby with. Like, am I confused?
I've never had an issue with you keeping your friendships with anyone. That's not my job in life. I definitely get frustrated, the whole narrative about her and I, or her and you, or me and you, whatever. It's like this.
It's an internet
weird
creative narrative that doesn't even exist.
Totally.
It's an internet creative narrative that doesn't even exist.
Totally. And so that is something that I would love behind us all. We just want happy, peaceful, healthy lives.
Yeah.
That's all we want.
And so I can't take them seriously. I don't watch the Kardashians show anymore. I am just so like, you know, like I'm just getting a little bit sick and tired of it. And then the amount that she photoshops her pictures, but then like doesn't talk about the fact that she photoshops her pictures. And so then you see her in real life or in Getty Images and you're like, what is going on? What is going on? Anyway, so that happened recently. And I find that Khloe and Kim both just love to bully young women, okay? Do you remember the Khloe, what is her name? Because now I feel like I need to defend her and I don't even know her surname, but I'm on your side, girly. Oh yes, there she is. Okay, Khloe Grace Moretz, beautiful, stunning woman. She is an actress, played in The Fifth Wave, The Peripheral, If I Stay, The Equalizer, Carrie. She played a good Carrie. Stunning, stunning woman. Seems to be quite natural. I'm not saying she's the most natural. I'm just saying she seems quite natural. She's 27 right now. She's 3 years older than me. Khloe is 39. Okay, so she's 11 years older than her. So Khloe Grace Moretz in I guess 2016. So how old was she in 2016? I guess she was around 19, because I was 16 in 2016, so she was around 19, okay? Teen. So she retweeted Betty Midler saying, Kim Kardashian tweeted a nude selfie today. If Kim wants us to see a part of her we've never seen, she's gonna have to swallow the camera, which was like a massive tweet back then. Some people are for, some people are against. Khloe then tweeted, not Khloe Kardashian, Khloe Grace Moretz tweeted, at Kim Kardashian, I truly hope you realize how important setting goals are for young women, teaching them we have so much more to offer than just our bodies. And this was back then when like the character count was very low, so she had to split up into 2 tweets. And she also tweeted things like, stop wasting your voice on something so petulant and unimportant. Everyone in this industry needs to get their heads out of a hole and look around to realize what's actually happening in the real world. So she's very like, can we talk about the economic state of the world right now? And then Khloe tweeted out and said, is this the a-hole you're referring to, at Khloe G. Moretz? And it is actually a picture of a woman being given a piggyback in a red bikini, and the guy, because he pulls her up by the bum, her whole vagina and bum hole is on show, and a paparazzi took a picture of that and it was posted. Khloe Grace Moretz then posts, and bear in mind this was like uncensored, and then obviously the magazine started censoring it, but you can literally find the uncensored version like on the internet. And she posts Khloe Moretz on the side in a red bikini, just the top, and then posts this blonde girl in a red bikini with her intimates showing, but like without her consent. So it's actually revenge porn, bear in mind. And then Khloe Grace Moretz posted, side note, and it's her in that red top with those sunglasses, but she's wearing blue bikini bottoms because she was filming a different show. So this girl isn't even her. Like this random girl who just got dragged into this, her whole vagina is on the internet and her bumhole. She's just on the internet now because Khloe Kardashian, 11 years older than, at the time, 19-year-old Khloe Grace Moretz, felt the need to bully her. This is when I knew. This is when I knew times are tough. And then Khloe has a f***ing audacity to tweet out saying, I'm the last person to bully, but have an animal instinct to protect and defend my family. Okay, how about you have the natural instinct to be a good woman and protect and defend the future generations of women? I don't know. I don't know. I'm the last person to bully. You've done nothing but f***ing bully women. Nothing but bully women. Now I'm getting heated. Oh my god, this was not even what this video was supposed to be about. I'm just so heated right now. Okay. Anyway, we can obviously tell that this family is just a bunch of bullies, okay? We know that, we feel it, we know it. So then, I'm not even coming at this from a biased point of view because I actually don't really like Taylor Swift, okay? The Swifties are gonna come for me, but like, I don't actually like Taylor Swift much, but I don't like Kim and Khloe as women right now. Taylor Swift recently releases a new album, and one of those albums, because she's released like a boatload of them, I know one of the songs is called Thank You Amy, and the letters that are capitalized spell out Kim. And in that song, she talks about how Kim's daughter one day is going to come home singing the song, not knowing that it's about their feud, because all of the Kardashian daughters are Swifties. So because of this, I feel like that's led up to all this hate, because now Taylor Swift is really on top with the Eras tour and stuff, so it was a great time to then bring back this feud and actually win this time, because I feel like she obviously took an L a while back when the phone call was released. But then when the phone call was like amended and released properly, I feel like no one cared anymore. It's like the first idea was already out there, and to this day people still think that this is the true story and this is the truth of it all, but no one cares about this middle. So I feel like now that she's on top, she was able to basically rewrite the history, and you remember the last thing that has happened rather than the first thing that has happened. So now everyone is on Taylor Swift's side, okay? So I feel like Kim is already getting like beaten up aggressively on the streets. No, and now everything that happens, it's like she's just getting kicked while she's already down. So we have, I feel like in the last 2 years, there's definitely been a downfall. I think my thing where I was a bit like side-eyeing her a little bit was the Marilyn Monroe dress. She first of all promoted these fad diets to lose, I think it was like a large amount of pounds to still not fit into the Marilyn Monroe dress. And that's not me being shady, but like all of that to not fit into Marilyn Monroe dress and damage it. Promoting diet culture to young girls again. So you got this BBL and you got these big boobs and you had the curves, and that was the trend for so long, and it damaged so many women's mental healths and views of their bodies, and so many women died on the surgical table trying to look like you for you to then want to fit into a Marilyn Monroe dress and go on a fad diet and promote starving yourself to not fit into said Marilyn Monroe dress. It was all pointless. It's all pointless. It was literally all pointless. I don't get it, and I'm so angry today because it's actually pissing me off. I'm so angry. Anyway, so she tries to lose this weight for the 2022 Met Gala so she can fit into the Marilyn Monroe dress. Her hair looks atrocious, and the whole thing just doesn't hit the way she wanted it to hit. Her hair looked atrocious. It didn't do the Marilyn Monroe thing. She just had it in a slick back bun. She needs to fire Chris Appleton, actually, is my hot tea, because he's done nothing good for her hair the last few Met Galas, and I want her to get a refund. So she tries to fit into this Marilyn Monroe dress. She doesn't obviously fit into it, so she's wearing this like cover up to cover up the fact that it's not fully zipped up, and then she switches into a replica as if she couldn't have just worn the replica the whole time and then had it custom made to the way she looks, instead of going on a starvation diet, if you can even call it a diet. She would like do exercise in a sweat costume. Oh, don't even get me started. I think it's ridiculous. So she apparently damages it. Now Ripley, believe it or not, have spoken out that she hasn't damaged it, but it was also like their decision to lend her the dress, which it was a bad decision. Let Marilyn Monroe rest. And also, like, this was Kim's way of trying to say that she is the Marilyn Monroe of this generation, which I want to rip my hair out. And then literally in November, so she goes to Met Gala in May, that November she sells a Marilyn Monroe dress inspired Skims dress. Okay, so then she played a part in American Horror Story, which I like American Horror Story to a certain extent. Like, I liked Murder House, I liked Coven, I liked Murder House and I liked Coven. Yeah, so she was put in the new season called Delicate, and people just think she's not a great actress, obviously. I don't know, like, I don't know what to tell you. Do they have the right to put her in the show? Absolutely, that's their show, they can do whatever they want. But people just like to get a little bit pissed off because wherever they turn, there's Kim Kardashian, you know what I mean? Like, she's at the Met Gala in the Marilyn Monroe dress, she is in American Horror Story, she is on SNL, she is at the roast. Like, she's just everywhere. And people that just want to not send her hate, but just consume content without Kim Kardashian in it are just like, where do I go? Where do I go? When you don't want to support someone, you know what I mean? Because some people are just like, oh yeah, I'm not going to watch the Kardashians show, and I'm just not going to follow her on Instagram, I'm going to block her or something, I'm not going to follow her on TikTok. But then it's like you just turn on different things and there she is. But I guess that's how their careers work. Anyway, so people are essentially pretty upset. Like, there's some American Horror Story fans that just are not happy about it, and just some acting fans that are like, oh, that's what she's gonna do now. So then she goes on SNL and people are once again upset. People do think that her SNL like bit was pretty funny and like quite self-aware, and you know, she made a few good jokes, and then she started dating Pete Davidson after that, so I guess that was pretty fun. And then she's at the Tom Brady roast, which I think I put them in the same boat because I think they pissed off like the comedian people. And before someone says that I'm being misogynistic or like I have internalized misogyny because I criticize Kim Kardashian, because it seems to be like an internalized misogyny or like a misogynistic thing to think that Kim Kardashian is like a bad person because there are men that do way worse. Absolutely. But I also think as women, we should acknowledge the absolute havoc that she has caused. Okay? The absolute insanity. The damage that she has caused to a whole generation of future up-and-coming women needs to not be ignored. Okay, I know that there are men who have done way worse and they should pay for their crimes, they should go to jail and do all of that. Okay, let's put that to one side. Okay, men, jail, boom. Not all men, but men that commit crimes, jail. So I don't even have to talk about that, I don't have to think about that. There are men doing worse, you know, Andrew Tate, the red pill community. Okay, put them in one bag, boom, off to the side. Okay, now let's focus on Kim, because she's damaged a whole generation of women, and at this point in my life, as a 24-year-old, I completely believe that. I agree with that. Like, I think that's my opinion. That's my opinion. And I don't think it's internalized misogyny to say that giving a bunch of young girls body dysmorphia and pushing them towards literally getting life-changing surgeries at age 18 is a good thing, a good like net positive for society, because I just don't think it is. So I'm not like one of those people that's just like, boo, women. Like, obviously not. Obviously not. If you've been on this channel for more than 2 seconds, you know obviously not. I now kind of understand more the criticism against Kim Kardashian. It's not just this like surface level, oh, I hate women, I hate beautiful women, I hate women that like makeup. No, I am a woman that likes makeup. Like, I don't think that. I'm starting to see how if I had a daughter right now, I would be terrified for her. You know what I mean? And I'd be terrified because of the red pill men. I'd be terrified because of the criminals. But I'd also be terrified because of the examples of femininity that have been trickling down from people like Kim Kardashian and Khloe Kardashian. Then we have the Tom Brady roast. She goes to the Tom Brady roast and she gets booed. There's videos of it coming out. Andrew Schultz talks about it on his podcast and how like brutal it was. But he also talks about the fact that she looked like a statue the whole time that she was there. Just like no reactions. As if she's just like this perfect prepared robot. Like she was just, you know, which I guess goes to show that her mental health is, well, can I say that her mental health is good? I don't know. I guess she just has a very strong like sense of nothing really takes her down. I don't know, like she's just has a good way of being able to be literally booed on stage and be one of the most hated women on the internet and in the world for a while and still be able to like compose herself and keep herself composed and not get emotional, and then maybe she just waits until she gets home to be emotional. I don't know if that's a sign of good mental health. I guess that's just a sign of being like super, like I said, just composed, right? That's whatever. That's like a neither here nor there point. So Nikki Glazer just revealed the real reason Kim Kardashian was booed at Tom Brady's Netflix roast. She went on the Not Skinny But Not Fat podcast. So she thought the gesture was fueled by the Taylor Swift fans, given how just a few weeks prior she released Thank You Amy. But now she noted that she ran into someone the day after the comedy special who was accompanied by a wild guy who's a comedian with a reputation of starting shit. I don't remember who it was, and apparently he was the one that started the boo as just like a joke, and he probably just had too many drinks or something, but he's not affiliated with the Swifties. He just felt like saying a boo into the air. So it wasn't Swiftie meditated. I do have that on good information. It just kind of caught on too much, and then people like once one person booed, the rest of the people booed. Just like when one person claps, the rest of the people clap. One person laughs, the rest of the people laugh. And she insisted before adding that the crowd likely chimed in because there were a bunch of sports fans wanting to have some sort of release to boo in attendance. It just caught on too much. It also wouldn't make sense that it would be like the Swifties. I don't think the Swifties are attending a Tom Brady roast. Like, if I'm going to be honest with you guys, it's not like the place that they're going to congregate. Because also, if they are sports fans, then they would be against Taylor Swift because she seems to have like taken over their sports is what they're saying. So I don't think the Swifties were in attendance, and I also don't think the sports fans that were there for the Tom Brady roast were like massive fans of the Swifties or the Taylor Swifts. So yeah, this just seems like maybe someone just threw a boo out into the air and it just caught on. And then we have Northwest in Lion King. Now this is obviously her daughter, so it's a little bit different, but because she's a Nepo baby, Kim is the parent of the Nepo baby, and so she makes a lot of decisions for North, and I think this was not the right one. So a clip came out of Northwest in a Lion King musical. Obviously she's just an average, like she's not a trained singer. She doesn't want to be a singer as far as I'm concerned. She just was on the stage. People are obviously really upset about it, just saying like, this is what happens when you're a Nepo baby. You just get put into things that you're not really good at because your parents just want to see you do stuff and have your name put out there. And if she wasn't Northwest and she wasn't Kim's and Kanye's daughter, she wouldn't have gotten that part, obviously. And then a clip comes out of a boy singing the same song, and when I close my eyes, I see Simba. Like, I'm not going to show his face because you know how I feel about kids on YouTube, but I'm just gonna let you guys hear it and just tell me that that is not Simba.
Oh, I just can't wait to be king. Oh, I just can't wait to be king.
Because I feel like I'll get copyright claimed by literally Disney for putting that into this video because it sounds so much like Simba. I obviously think he should have gotten the part if he was going for it. If not, I bet there were a bunch of other kids that were going for it that could have got the part instead of her, and that just like is that typical Nepo baby stuff that people get really upset about. Obviously, I don't want to bash Northwest because she is a child, but Kim maybe shouldn't have put her in that position. Variety's Actors on Actors season 20 is coming back with Chloe Sevigny, and Kim Kardashian's going to be on it with her. Like, they're going to be going Actors on Actors. Like, I only see one actor so far. Where's the other actor? You know, Actors on Actors. So like, what? Kim Kardashian's just there to host or mediate? Like, what? Where's the other oh, it's Kim. Great. amazing. I know I sound so negative today, but I am just getting a little bit sick. Just like everyone else is getting sick of the Kardashians, I am also getting the Kardashian flu. I am getting so sick. Because you have people like Robert Downey Jr. and Kim Kardashian. Kim Kardashian. Kim Kardashian. I think people are just getting so sick. This literally just came out on Twitter like a few days ago, and I can just tell people are getting sick and tired. Why would Variety do this? I don't get it. I guess it's for promo, just like a little bit of rage bait or something, but I'm getting a little bit sick of the rage bait, and I just think like that position could have been filled by a different actor. I'm not saying actors and actresses are like a protected class and like they're oppressed, but they've actually worked hard a lot of the time to be in these roles and play these roles, and they play them well. And yeah, some of them are Nepo babies, but they're also like really good at what they do. Like, isn't Dakota Johnson a Nepo baby? Even like not in acting, like Miley Cyrus is a Nepo baby, and she is so much more famous at this point and successful than her dad, who she is the Nepo of. And then we have obviously Emma Roberts, who's the niece of Julia Roberts, which people didn't know. Timothée Chalamet and his mum, Nicole Flender, was a Broadway actress and a dancer, but obviously he's so successful now and he's actually earned his right to be just Timothée Chalamet. So there are so many people that have like outgrown the Nepo baby stuff. And so obviously there are a lot of people that are working hard to be actors and actresses and to be recognized for such talents. Even if they are Nepo babies, you know, they're not all just like working from the ground up, but they're still working hard at their craft to be good at what they are, to provide us with content that we enjoy watching. And I don't think anyone was watching Kim Kardashian and American Horror Story and thought, wow, that I needed that. That was revolutionary to my life. Now we have the Kardashians show. It's obviously been on a bit of a decline since they left, you know, Keeping Up with the Kardashians behind, and now they have Kardashians on Disney. It's produced by them now mainly, if not altogether, like just by them, whereas Keeping Up with the Kardashians was produced by like other producers as well. They have a lot more say, but because of that, it just feels like a PR thing. Like every time they do something wrong or they get into drama, they just use the show to talk about that, and then they show a few clips of LA, them driving around, and then that's it. There's no drama, there's nothing else, there's just them. That's why I don't watch it anymore. And they recently had Gypsy Rose in the show, and they used that as like promo for the show. And I'm just like, leave Gypsy Rose alone. Like, I don't think Gypsy Rose needs to be on the Kardashians show. Like, I just don't think it needs to happen. I think she needs to just have a year of rest and relaxation. And it's just gonna be like 5 minutes of them just like saying some internet stuff and then like stuff they can clip, and then that'll be it for that episode. And then there'll be like nothing else other than like I said, montages of LA and sunsets and stuff. And I'm just getting a little bit sick, and I don't blame everything on them, because like other things have still been happening in the meantime, like the Red Bull community and blah blah blah, and I think everything is affecting the younger generations poorly, but I don't think the Kardashians contributed positively to that, so I'm gonna hold them accountable too. And I think now as a full-grown woman, I am a little bit less inclined to defend them, because they are currently grown women bullying younger people. So let me know what you guys think. Don't be too harsh on me, but just let me know what you think. Subscribe to the bell, like, comment for engagement. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.